I keep on wanting to say the G5. What's up techies? I've been using the LG V20 for a few weeks now, and I must say that this is one of the best devices of 2016, so let's talk about why I think that. I was really curious to see if the V20 was going to be a good replacement for the Note 7, or if you're used to a phablet and just want all the bells and whistles, and let me say that this is definitely one of the best choices that you could look at if you fit that profile. The V20 is made of complete metal, so it's really cool that they got that build quality. It's got a removable battery, and all you gotta do is click this little button here, and it has this door release kind of setup. This right here is metal, so it's really cool. I really like that kind of quality. Now, as I mentioned, you got the removable battery here. I'm gonna leave it in so I don't have to reboot the phone. But you could put an SD card here, which is great, which supports up to 2 terabytes. I know there's not a 2 terabyte micro SD card yet, but if we ever get to that point, this phone will be ready for it. Your SIM card lays behind it. Now, one thing I would like to see is that the door needs to be a little easier to put back on. It just kind of awkwardly goes back on. I don't know how to explain it unless you just kind of put your hands on it and try to put it on. You can kind of see how it's a little bit of a struggle to get it to go snapping back in. But other than that, I mean, it's not that big a deal. Since we're here on the back, let's go ahead and talk about some of the features that you're going to notice. You get these 2 cameras that are here. So it's got one with like a normal view, another with a wide view angle. Got your LED light and then also your sensors. Your fingerprint sensor and power button is here on the back. It's a clickable button. And while I used it, it's been pretty accurate. So I've got no complaints about the button. All I have to do is just tap it. You don't actually have to press the button to unlock the lock screen. But if you want to do the power button functions, you do got to click it off, and then also hold it down to get to your menu button to where you can power off and restart, or turn on to airplane mode. A few other specs that you might care about is that it comes with a 16 megapixel camera here on the back end side. It's got 4 gigs of RAM and it's got a 3200 milliamp hour battery. On the front side we have a 5.7 inch display. The secondary display is actually pretty functional. This part here you can actually customize and put whatever name that you want. If you swipe on over, you got shortcuts, more shortcuts, you got music controls. You can personalize your contacts, so it'd be a nice little quick panel. It kind of starts to act like the Edge panel that you get on the Galaxy S7 Edge, the Note 7, or any other Edge devices that Samsung has put out. But this is actually the screen that I leave on the most. It's like a Recents app kind of thing. You don't have to tap anything, it just stays up there, it's ever present. So if you're toggling between apps, it's a great way to get to those apps really quickly if you're toggling between just the first 3 or 4. And as I go through this video, you'll notice that this top bar will change because it goes through your most recent apps. It's really cool. It's probably the most functional part of this that I actually use the most. While we're up here, you can also see that you got your camera, your sensor, and also your front speaker. Another aspect of the design that I really like is that it's really thin, and it's also got really small bezels. On the sides, it's really small, but here on the bottom, there's not much there. And the bezel that you do see here at the top is used by that second panel. Now if we bring over the Pixel, you can see how much of a waste of space that this is. Now there's nothing going on over here, but it's very minimal. On the left hand side of the device is your volume rocker to control your sound kind of profiles. And that's pretty much the setup of the device. As far as the software goes, let me just get that part of the way because that's probably the only thing that I really dislike about the LG V20. I don't like the skin that they put over it, and I don't like the UI. So as far as I'm concerned, I like to put Nova Launcher over it. I've got the Pixel Launcher kind of set up, which I really like that a lot. I like the swipe up now. Take away that home button, you get to add an extra app down here at the bottom. I've also got 2 different docking pages for all the apps that I like to use. So as far as the launcher goes, I really like using Nova Launcher over the stock launcher, that's a fact. But once you get into the settings and stuff, like the UI, it just doesn't look that good to me. And that's just a personal preference of mine. I do like how it's white and it's got mostly black icons, but once you get into that weird green kind of look, it just kind of throws it off for me. So getting into the settings, I do like how they got it set up here, that it's just one big panel. It's not hard to find what you're looking for, which is something that I do appreciate. This is running Android 7.0. It's one of the first devices to actually have it running out of the box, which is definitely to be appreciated by LG. They're really quick to get that going, and it's something that they promised right from the get-go when they introduced the V20. For the most part, this device is pretty snappy. It doesn't lag that much. There's a little bit that I've noticed, but that's pretty much because I've been using the Google Pixel, and anything that's stock Android is just going to run the smoothest. It's going to be the quickest, and it's just one of those things we kind of have to hope that these UIs and these skins will be able to adapt a little bit better in the future. I know Samsung can get kind of laggy here at times. This doesn't get as bad as Samsung, but there's just a hint of lagginess here and there. As you can see up here, we do get notifications at the top panel versus here. Like we'll see the icon, but you'll see the preview going on here at the top panel. It's really cool looking. It's a pretty cool way to interact with the device. You can kind of just go along and swipe them away or interact or open it up if you like. Now I did hear a rumor saying that the V30, when it comes out, that they're actually going to get rid of that top panel. I've got mixed emotions about it. I can definitely live without it. It's the first device that I've had that has it, but like once you start getting used to using it, it's nice to have little features like I mentioned up here. I really like having those recents. It's a quicker way, or it's just one of the quick ways to be able to get to the apps that you've been interacting with versus going this route. On the topic of getting rid of that top panel, I will say that they need to shrink the device down. Like if they leave that top panel off, I would definitely love to see a smaller or shorter device remaining with the 5.7-inch screen. A lot of the times if I'm interacting and stuff, I gotta kind of scurry up if I am using it one-handed, but it's definitely a lot safer to use this device with two hands. Now granted, side by side, that the Google Pixel is about the same size. It's not that much shorter than the V20, but as far as screen size goes, it's a lot easier to reach up for those different areas. It's not that much of a difference, but just enough that it might sway you to understand that you might need something just a tad bit smaller if you have smaller hands or difficulty reaching across the screen with one hand. Other areas of performance is that it works really well. This is one of the games that I like to play here and there, Sonic Dash. Just kind of take back and look and see how it does. And see how I do while looking through a viewfinder of a camera. Something I've noticed is that I tend to hold the phone in this way and the sound is up here, so my hand isn't necessarily getting in the way, which I really like that. That's what the gaming experience is like. It feels really good in hand because of this nice big screen. My hand isn't getting in the way of the sound because of where it's located. And it doesn't get hot. Like that's another really important thing. Like this device doesn't really get warm at all while playing games. Let's talk about the camera. One, it loads up pretty fast. And it's got tons of options included. It looks good and sounds good as far as video and audio quality is concerned. If you want to switch over to that wide view, you just toggle onto that section right there. Kind of gives that GoPro kind of look. You can kind of see that warped fisheye look. But I definitely keep it on the regular or the normal size most of the time. It's been really rare that I've actually used that secondary camera. If you want to toggle to the video, all you gotta do is tap that. It does start to record right away, which I'm 50-50 with that. Sometimes I like it to start recording right away, but other times I'd rather just toggle to it, do any kind of adjustments that I need to do, and then hit record. But you do have the option to pause it and hit stop. But if you want to do the video, just know that once you hit that record button here, it's going to start recording right away. And another neat thing that LG does is that you get these little share options right here to make it nice, quick, and easy to get to your social networks. As far as your settings go, you got your resolution. It goes all the way to 4K video recording. You got track focusing. Lots of nice features that you see. It's a fully loaded camera app, which I really like that. I want all cameras to be like that. Put it this way, this Google Pixel, it's got a really good camera on it, but the camera app sucks. There's not many options on it. It really needs to be beefed up, especially for that price tag. The V20 costs a fraction of that. It's about $672 on Verizon off contract. That's a really good price for a fully loaded device. It's got everything that you want that a camera app needs. Time-lapse, slow motion, panoramic, pop-out, multi-view, snap. Got your different filters. You got your toggle up here to go to your front-facing camera for your selfies or front-facing video. It did take a little extra time to flip on over. But what I've discovered is when you start using it more while you're in the app, it switches over a lot faster. And what's really cool is that you get manual video controls along with manual photo controls. I like that a lot. It gives you so many options to go with. Most of the time I keep it on auto though. Another awesome feature about this is that it's got high definition audio recording. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to record a section of this, and I'm going to leave a link down below in the description so you can hear for yourself what it sounds like and what they're boasting about with this high definition audio recording. Just a few other things before I close out this video is that battery life has been really good. It lasts me all day, and that's going all the way to when I hit the bed. Like, it's lasting that long. When I take it off the charger about 7 o'clock in the morning, all the way until about the time I go to bed, it's still got a charge, which I really like that. It's got fast charging installed, so if you are running low on battery, you can just charge it up really quick and get you by just fine. As far as just some basic things like the speaker quality, it sounds good. The earpiece quality is great on the phone quality end, and also people can hear me just as well on the other end of the phone call. It's got HD voice capabilities, all the nice stuff that you want for when a phone needs to be a phone. And another really fun thing about this is that it's got an IR blaster on it, so there's not many companies out there that are including an IR blaster on the devices, especially in 2016. There's only just a handful that have that. If you're the type that really likes an IR blaster, the V20 is definitely a device that you want to look at. So the V20 is a fantastic device. I think it's one of the best of 2016. If you're in the market for getting one of the best phones out there, the V20 is definitely something that you want to take note of because it's pretty much the phone as far as the phablet size goes. It's got fully loaded options on it. It's got all kinds of bells and whistles. I'd say if you were a Note 7 user and you're looking for a replacement device, that this is definitely one to take note of. No pun intended. But anyways, yeah, I've really enjoyed using this phone. I think it's a great phone. I've actually got mixed feelings between what I like the most as far as the high-end flagship devices go. I've been using the Pixel just as much. That's actually my current daily driver. I just got done reviewing this, and I don't know. It's a tough call. Like, the thing that wins me over to the Pixel is like some of the things like the build quality, which is great, the camera, which is awesome, the stock Android experience. And that last point is probably what wins me over the most to the Pixel because I like stock Android more than what these skins provide. Although I love the options and all the bells and whistles that the V20 comes with. It's a great phone. I definitely recommend it. And if you want to get one for yourself, I'll leave a link down below where you can pick it up at. There's all kinds of places that you can buy from, whether it's Verizon, Best Buy, Amazon, and so forth. Thank you guys for watching this video. I do appreciate it. If you like it, please give a thumbs up. Also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more videos like this. And along with that, there's a little bell, which is the notification bell. Hit that so that way whenever I upload a video, you guys won't miss it at all. YouTube's going through some weird, strange kind of things right now with subscriptions. A lot of people are missing it in their inboxes and also their news feeds on YouTube, but you won't miss anything if you hit that bell. Thanks again for watching the video. I appreciate it. Share this video with your favorite social networks, and until then, stay techie.